If you've ever wanted to learn how to use herbs to care for your family and yourself but didn't know how to start, stick around. In the 1930s, your grandma knew how to care for her family for most health issues that would come up, such as colds, wounds, and headaches. And she didn't run down to the corner drugstore to pick up a store-bought med. She used natural remedies such as herbs that she either grew in her garden or collected nearby. But today we are dependent on the pharmacy to provide us with medicines that are usually expensive and have side effects. And with the way things are in the world today, what if you got to the store and they didn't have what you need? Wouldn't it be nice if you knew how to grow and use some herbs that can be used for common ailments so you aren't dependent on others and are saving money at the same time? Chances are you are already using herbs to make your food taste better. And many of those herbs, when taken in larger quantities, have medicinal properties, so you don't have to use exotic sounding plants that you don't have any experience with. Today I'll be giving you 5 tips on how to get started using herbs as medicine, and I think you'll be surprised at how easy it is. First, start slow. There are thousands of herbs used around the world to treat many different health issues, but you don't have to learn them all. In fact, if you start with 1 or 2 or 3 herbs and learn them well, you are off to a good start. Most herbs have multiple uses, so if you get to know just a few of them really well, you can treat many issues that come up in your family's life. If you have small children that tend to get skinned knees and elbows, you may want to keep an herb that has antiseptic properties on hand so that you can make a wash to cleanse the wound. If you have a spouse like me, who always seems to be injuring himself while working on the farm, you may want to keep a styptic herb around to stop the bleeding before he ruins his clothes and your carpet. And if you get anxious about your family because they are always injuring themselves, you may want to keep an anti-anxiety herb on hand for a nice cup of tea to calm your nerves between disasters. And if you'd done your homework, you would know that yarrow has antiseptic, styptic, and anti-anxiety effects, so you could use this one plant to solve all of these problems. Before you choose your herbs, make a list of the most common health issues your family deals with, then pick herbs that cover as many of these ailments as possible. I've created a list of herbs that are useful as remedies for various ailments that you can cross-reference to choose your best herbs. I will leave a link in the description below so you can get one. So now you've chosen the herbs you want to learn about. Where do you get the best information on how to use them? If you still have a grandma that uses herbs, ask her. Our older generation is a wealth of knowledge, and if we aren't careful, that knowledge will be lost. If your herb using grandma isn't still around, there are many helpful books on herbal medicine. And there are websites and YouTube channels and local herbalists that are great resources. I would suggest that you find 1 or 2 sources that you can easily understand and trust to start with. Purchase a good book such as Herbal Therapy and Supplements by Merrily, Kuhn, and David Winston, and learn from a local herbalist or 1 or 2 online. Don't follow every herbalist you can find. There are probably as many opinions out there as there are herbalists, so find one that backs up their information with scientific proof so that you know that you're getting reliable information. Yes, there are scientific studies done on herbs, just not much in the United States. I'm afraid that we're behind the rest of the world in that area. My 3rd suggestion is to learn to do your own research. As I just stated, there is scientific data out there on herbs, and you can access it yourself by typing the name of the herb you want to learn about into a search engine, followed by NCBI, which stands for National Center of Biotechnology Information. This is a compilation of published articles and studies from around the world on various medications, herbs, supplements, and other treatments. For a more specific search, type the name of the herb, the condition you wonder about, then NCBI. While these articles are written by scientists and mostly for scientists, anyone can glean useful information from this website. But you may want to wait until you understand a few herbal basics before you go here and possibly overwhelm yourself. My next suggestion is, if you aren't growing your own herbs, and you may not want to at the beginning, get your herbs from a reputable source. While I grow many of my own herbs, I don't have the time or space to grow all of them, so I purchase some from my local herb shop. And when I say local, I mean within 30 miles because they live in the sticks. I also purchase from homegrownherbalist.net and have been very pleased with their products. It is important that you use herbs that are of high quality so you get the best results from them. Using poor quality herbs will result in poor outcomes and frustration. The freshest, best herbs available come from your own garden, but you may want to start out by buying your herbs. So get the best ones you can find. So now you've chosen your herb, you've learned about your chosen herb, and you've obtained the herb by either growing it or purchasing it. Next, you need to use your herb. Teas are one of the simplest ways to use herbs as medicine. A strong tea can be used as a wound wash, a compress, or drunk, maybe with a bit of honey to make it taste better. Other forms of herbal medicine include tinctures, liniments, infused oils, salves, creams, lotions, powders, and more. Research how your herb is most often used and then use it. The more you use an herb and begin to see exactly how it works, the more confident you will become, and you will soon be ready to choose your second herb, and then your third, and then your fourth. And soon you will have a whole herbal medicine kit to choose from when you need it. Thank you for joining me today to learn how to get started using herbal medicines. Stay healthy. What's your first herb going to be? And have a blessed week.